morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Easter Monday to everybody if you're celebrating at the moment. Hope all is well with everyone. I don't know where Chang is. I'm sending out an SOS. I'm sure he's on his way. As always on a Monday, it's our Premier League recap, and I'm joined with Jimbo and Elly and Chang, the Invisible Man. Jimbo, how you diddling?
My glasses then.
How you doing, Jimbo?
Yeah, just all right. I've just got.
No,
It's not flu, Kate said. I just got a stinking cold.
You have got a cold.
Yeah.
He's all sniffly, snuffly, so he's back to sleeping downstairs because I don't want him snoring. Yeah, he said he's running a few minutes late. He forgot the clocks went back.
Yeah.
Elly, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I feel sorry for you, Jim. I had really sore eyes, but it's cleared up now, thank God. Yeah.
Elly?
I'm all right. I'm happy because we won. Come on, you Spurs.
Don't feel sorry for Jim. Feel sorry for me because I have to put up with that. Oh, I've got a cold.
I
haven't been whinging.
Theo's the same. Theo just went to bed. He goes, I don't feel well. He just doesn't want to spend time with the women.
Yeah.
I'm not a whinger, Kate.
No, I know you're not a windbag. Not really. Although you did exaggerate and say you had the flu when it is literally just a little cold. But let's see who's in the chat. We've got Theo in the chat who says, I agree with my L. Werner is not good. We shall get onto that later. Big up Spurs GCTV says, good afternoon, Kate, Jimbo, Elly and Mr. Chang. I hope you're all doing well. And of course, Koi's. Afternoon, Drew Lala, looking ultra glamorous in her picture there. Look at her, little stunner. Hope you're well.
She is beautiful.
Mia is in the house. Oi, 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 oi. Big up one and all. Big up Mia. Hope you're well. Yes, Chang will be along. Here he is, the man of the moment.
There he is.
There he is. Good afternoon, Chang. How you doing?
This is called
a very good evening from Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Southeast Asia. I apologize, everybody, if I kept you up waiting. It completely slipped my mind, put it this way, that the clock's actually gone back over in the UK, and I was expecting an 8 p.m. show because it would have been 12 noon normally with my +8 GMT time zone, but because it's +7 and not +8, I completely forgot that it's brought back a whole hour. So I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting, but I'm here now. I'm ready and raring to go. And what a weekend that was of Premier League action.
Exactly, Chang. I should have reminded you. It's my fault, really. I should have said, oh, don't forget our clocks went back because I never thought, really. But it doesn't matter. Better late than never, as they say.
Yeah.
Spurs GCTV says, all good, Mia, better than Jimbo by the sounds of it. Hope he feels better soon. A win tomorrow will help. God, yeah. Poor Jimbo. Don't poor Jimbo. He's got a little cold. Good afternoon to the royalist of royal couples, Princess Kate and Sir Jimbo, and the amazing Queen Elly. And now Chang's here. And here he is. Hey, it's the running late, youngest looking old man, Chang. Big up, Mark. Oh, dear.
Mark.
We will be talking about your team later as well. Dear, oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. But yeah, what a weekend of football. We'll start off with this one. Wow. Wow, 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 and wow again. What an absolute belter of a game. Chang, did you see it? Did you see the highlights?
I saw the first half. I believe Newcastle led with Isaac. Isaac opened the scoring, and West Ham came back strongly. That first half, I believe it was 2-1 or even 3-1 up by that first half. In the second half, West Ham came up better in the opening. But towards the end, somehow or other, West Ham petered out. Their performance really dipped, and that allowed Newcastle to come back strong. And credit where credit is due, I believe Newcastle were good for the win. And Eddie Howe really deserved that. It would be a massive relief for him. And also his job now that is under scrutiny by the Newcastle board and also the fans. But this was an absolute cracker of a game. I would definitely see this as maybe a wake-up call for West Ham before we travel to the Olympic Stadium to face them there tomorrow night. So I really do hope, West Ham, they don't get any fresh ideas of how to shut up shop defensively at the back when we do visit the Olympic Stadium. In terms of the quality on offer in this game, I believe both teams really went for it right from the very start of this game, and West Ham actually had the better of chances before Newcastle came back strong, and I really do hope that this is the case tomorrow evening when we do face West Ham, because the West Ham defense was quite suspect towards the latter half of the second half, and the scoreline in itself suggests that despite West Ham getting a very healthy lead by the hour mark or so before Newcastle came back strong. So yeah, that's something that I'm sure Big Ange and his coaching staff will be scrutinizing before our match tomorrow.
Yep, agreed. What does that mean? It's real just to go love Spurs. Don't be that person. What's real? What have I missed? Big up, Nick. Nice to see you, sir. Big up also to Declan, who came in and said, loving the content. Thank you very much. Big up to you. Hope you're well. Also, who else did I miss? Someone else came in, didn't I? Yeah, Lee Stay from TV. Big up to you as well. Good to see everyone. Anyone that asks a question, I'm not ignoring them. I'm starring them and we'll answer them a bit later. Elly, what did you make of that 7-goal thriller?
It was really exciting. I really enjoyed the match. I didn't see all of it. I saw some of the first half because I was going up to my daughter's house, and then I saw most of the second half. And Newcastle were fabulous in that last half an hour. Oh my God, they pushed the ball around so well, and they got at West Ham. And actually, it would have been fairer if it was a draw, I would say, on the overall play. But I'm glad that Newcastle won, because that means that Moyes is going to be under pressure to go for it against us rather than do a low block. I really do hope that that's the case, because he'll want to get back on track on a winning trail. Because if he loses 2 on the trot, I think his days are numbered. If he starts losing matches like that, and the West Ham fans are disgruntled anyway because of style of play. They've already let him know. So I'm hoping they come out at us and we can pick them off. And if Brennan Johnson starts, I think that's the sort of game we can thrive in. Because Villa, they don't sit back either, do they? Right, no. And we pick them off. So I can see us beating West Ham. But I really did enjoy the game, and I love Alexander Isak. What a cool character he is under pressure. Took 2 penalties and scored them both. And I just love his movement. I think he's a fabulous player. And also from West Ham, Mohamed Kudus. I would very much like to have that player.
What a player.
He'll add some ingredients to our squad, wouldn't he? But I think he'll be a starter. The way our midfield's playing lately, I could see Postecoglou changing it around, because Madders, Sarr and Basuma have been right off it. So, but well done, Newcastle, for beating the Spammers. Well done.
Yeah, agreed.
I'll send you an Easter egg.
Morning, Jess. Morning, James. Morning, Scott. Or afternoon, but I'm saying morning because I'm just being reckless. And Phil Coys, big up to all of you. Do you know what? When Mia did her Christmas advent calendar thing where you could talk about your players, and she asked which one footballer would you like, mine was Mohamed Kudus. What a player.
And mine Jimbo. Was Gerard Bowen. So we got both of them.
Jimbo, what do you think of the West Ham game?
Yeah, I just want to say before we start, James, Tottenham TV, he's 7 away from hitting 50.
Come on. Yeah.
So if there's 7 people in here that haven't subscribed to him, go and subscribe to him, make his day and get him to 50.
Yeah, Mia, I don't know if you can put the link in. If not, I'll grab the link and put it in chat. But come on, 7 away from the big 5-0. Thanks,
I don't really know him, but I've watched some of his stuff and he seems a really nice kid. He seems a really nice young man.
So let's get him to 50.
See if we can get him to 50.
Exactly. Yes. I think his channel is James Loves Spurs, I believe.
James loves Tottenham. Is it James loves Tottenham or
Yeah,
James,
James
loves
loves
Spurs?
Spurs.
There it is.
Thanks,
James
Mia.
loves Spurs. Yeah,
Yeah.
lovely.
So yeah, come on, let's get 7 people to go and sub to him and make his Easter Monday a bit more special.
Come on.
Come on then, Jim.
I actually I switched it off, and then I messaged Mia about something, and Mia messaged me back and said, "Are you watching the West Ham game?" She said, "It's unbelievable," and I'd switched it off because it was West Ham were winning, and I thought, I can't watch them scumbags win. So I switched it off, and then I watched it, but I did watch the highlights. And what I saw, it was a fantastic game. But I said to you after the game, Kate, back kudos.
Yeah.
I said to Kate, God, I'd love to get kudos. But yeah, it's a good game, and I think it's a good time to play them. I don't really ever worry about playing West Ham. I don't know why. I just always think we're going to beat them. I mean, someone put
You
in the
always
chat.
think we're going to beat everyone. Let's be fair.
Someone put in the chat they got a better forward line and midfield than us. I don't agree with that. Not one bit.
Nah.
They've got better
no
wingers
way.
than us. I believe
They have
they've got better
wingers.
wingers. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
We
yeah,
haven't got a winger. We don't have wingers, do we? They're inverted midfielders.
Thank you, Shemtan, for subbing to James. It was a great start to the weekend football. I've not really got anything to add. Always nice to watch West Ham like chirping, and then ending up losing. It's just it's wonderful. Look, 4 away he is now. 4 away.
Come on, get into 50.
Have a good Easter Monday,
Come
Jess.
on.
I think you've got 3 watch-alongs today, so yeah, good luck. Also, 7-inch destroyer. Before you moan about the City Arsenal game, this was the first time in almost 3 years City's. No, I'm not going to moan. You wait and see. I'm not going to moan about nothing. So don't jump the gun. I'll come to you first on this one, Elly. Chelsea 2, 10-man Burnley 2.
Do you know what I love most about Chelsea playing? I love watching Pochettino after the game. It's like Agent Poch, isn't he? And like he's just like, he's so miserable as well, which I love, because I don't want him to be happy at Chelsea, and I want him to go out of that FA Cup semi-final as well. I don't want them to win anything. I don't like Chelsea. I mean, I hate Arsenal, but there's something about Chelsea. It's just that they did it all the wrong way, and they've done it all the wrong way now as well. They did it the wrong way with their money, their oligarch money. And now I just love the Burnley spirit as well, because I watched the highlights. I didn't actually watch the game, but I watched the highlights, and Burnley could have won that easily, at the death. And they really did play well, and they really deserved the 3 points at the end of the day. But I just like laughing at Chelsea at the moment, because they were doing it to us for a long time, And let's go to their ground and batter them and show them what's what. Yeah.
Chang, what did you make of Chelsea's capitulation against 10-man Burnley?
I saw the highlights, and that first half itself was just comedy gold. I mean, just put it this way: Burnley had 2 red cards, one for Essenion, their player, and one for Vincent Kompany, who was also sent off before Cole Palmer took his penalty. And when you are down to 10 men, your manager has been sent off. You're leading 1-0 at halftime from a penalty. You expect Chelsea to go from strength to strength in your own home game. That didn't happen for them. The second half started quite the reverse. I believe it was Cullen who scored for Burnley as soon as and I was getting feedback. I was getting the updates from this game as I was doing the live watch along for our own game over on Talk and Ball. And all the while, as I was cheering our team to score, I was also in the back of my mind, or rather in the background, trying to tease Burnley comeback. And they did just that. Even after Cole Palmer then took the lead again, somewhere in the 78th minute. Little did I know that just after they'd taken the lead, then Daryl O'Shea then got an equalizer from a corner kick, no less, to make it 2-2 with about 10 minutes to go. And at that time, I was just praying, come on, Burnley, just hold on with your 10 men. And they did. And this is only just going to heap more pressure on Pochettino, his coaching staff, and the Chelsea fans. I'm sure Mark CFC will have some rather distasteful things to say about Pochettino right now. But for Chelsea to not capitalize on 10-man Burnley at home, despite leading not once but twice, serious question marks have got to be asked about Chelsea and their defending, much less their game management against 10 men at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we were talking about this on the terrace, and nobody even predicted Burnley to get anything out of that game. You know, and for them to be down to 10 men, you would expect Chelsea to absolutely run riot, but it was wow. Jimbo, any thoughts on the Chelsea game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's happened to them. I said yesterday that all the years I've been watching football, Chelsea have always had a team that you enjoyed watching when they had players like Osgood, Hughes, and they just all through the years. But I don't know what's happened to them. I mean, they're just boring to watch. Right? They're running around the pitch like headless chickens, half of them. I mean, I don't know what they've done to Sterling, but the guy, he just don't look like a footballer anymore.
He's turned into a burner.
He just looks absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what to say about Chelsea. I mean, everybody's been battering Burnley, ain't they? And Chelsea draw with them, and should have lost because the penalty and sending off was a joke, absolute joke. But I don't know what to say about Chelsea. They're just absolute. I mean, I think they're lucky they're not in a relegation battle. I really do.
If they didn't have Cole Palmer, they would be. He's literally saved their season.
Gusto's been playing well for them as well, the defender. But I had to do some heavy lying yesterday because I was up with my son-in-law's. My future son-in-law is a big Chelsea fan, and I was telling him, I hope you beat Man City. I weren't really, I was lying.
Big up, Alan.
I'm a good liar, I'm telling you.
Make sure everyone goes over and subs to Alan as well. Big up, Tony Luxor. I don't like this. Look, good afternoon, Kate. Jim the Legend, Queen Midfield General Elly, Chang. Why haven't me and Chang got a description before our names? Yeah, why are we top liver? Bloody hell.
And Alan, I hope your son's doing well.
Yeah. Big up, Indian Gooner. Yes, I have got one. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Chang says, Mr. Alan Clark from Time Added on his members' calling show 2 hours at 2 p.m. There you go. Alan's got his calling show today. Well done, Chang, for pushing that out there. That's straight after me, Alan. So I shall redirect over to you. The crazy thing about Chelsea, they are where we should have expected to be this season with this nobody Aussie manager. We are so punching above our weight. I think a lot of blame gets put on Pochettino, whereas I think their players just aren't performing. When you've got the likes of Enzo Fernandez, who cost over 100 million, he should be doing better than what he's doing. But, you know, I'm not going to lie. I'm absolutely loving the Chelsea downfall. Sorry, Mark, but I am loving it. Then I've just got to big myself up here. Sheffield United 3, Fulham 3 was the score I predicted.
Oh, no.
Where I pulled that out the bag from, I actually have no clue. But yes, that was my prediction.
Well done.
Obviously Sheffield United, I think, were 3-1 up and Fulham come back. So
anyone got as well.
Anyone got any thoughts on that game?
Yeah, it's a very good game. I watched the highlights again. I didn't watch it live, but what I saw was a very good competitive game. They both got stuck in. You know, they both went for the win as well. They didn't sit back on their laurels. But I think Sheffield United, kudos to them because they're fighting for their lives, their Premiership lives. And I like their manager as well. I think he's a good old working class manager who gets like his team fired up. And you can see the improvement in their performances since he's taken charge. So I really do like him. I just think Sheffield United, they might survive if they put in performances like that and actually turn them into victories as well. Because when we played them at White Hart Lane, it was a very big struggle because they're really big shithouses. So, you know, they'll fight for every point that they've got. That's one thing for sure. And Everton have got to watch out because they could be the ones who are dropping down, you know, because they're gone on the slide. Yeah, and Brentford as well, because they were lucky to get a point. Well, they actually deserve to get a point against Man United, but we'll talk about that later. But they've gone 12 games in 15 they've lost. So they've got to watch their backs as well. But I really want Sheffield United to stay up. But obviously we've got them the last game of the season. So hopefully they're safe by then and we're not the ones who send them down.
I don't want them to stay up at all.
I've got a spot for them because my brother went to Sheffield University. So I've got a little bit of a soft spot for them.
Oh, I'll let you off then. I want Luton to stay up. That's me. Anyone else, any thoughts on this game before we go on to the next one?
There is one thing that I did notice from watching the highlights of this game is that when Sheffield United, when they were leading 3-1 in the 70th minute, they actually had a goal chalked off by VAR in the 82nd minute. And if that goal stood and the score would have been 4-1 by then, there would have been little chance for Fulham to stage a comeback. But because of VAR, because their fourth goal by Ollie McBurney was chalked off, that somehow or other galvanized Fulham to then redouble their efforts to, at the very least, get one goal back. And credit to them, they got their equalizer. I believe it was in the 93rd minute of the 12 minutes of injury time. So well done, Fulham. You at the very least have shown your mettle why you were able to beat us 3-0 at home at Craven Cottage. And as for Sheffield United, they are one of the interesting teams to follow to see whether they are going to survive relegation this season. And for me, it's going to be a toss-up between either Sheffield United or Luton Town that beats the drop this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Lee saying he missed you on Saturday, Elly.
I know. He phoned me up. I said, where are you? I couldn't go because my daughter invited me down for Easter. Yeah, my daughters are more important than Spurs. Just a smidgen. Don't tell Spurs.
Another game, Nottingham Forest 1, Palace 1. Anyone got anything to say about this game? I haven't got many comments on these sort of games. But
boring.
Yeah.
Can we just say boring and move on?
Boring. No? Well, then I will move on.
No.
Bournemouth 2, Everton 1. Anyone?
Yeah. Go on, Chang. Chang's biting at the bit.
Go on, Chang.
I'm struggling to remember what I saw from the highlights of this match. I'm going to try and take a stab at it. Dominic Solanke, write him off if you will, or at your own risk. But Dominic Solanke, he is scoring, regardless of what people may say about him. And I thought that the game was wrapped up before injury time. Lo and behold, Seamus Coleman, the what do you call this? The veteran Evertonian, he comes up with an own goal in injury time to hand the home side all 3 points. And for me, I believe that was quite an injustice, really. If you had seen the statistics for the game, if you've seen the highlights of how both teams were very evenly matched, and neither side wanted to give an inch to the opposition, as they are both also desperately in need of the points to stay afloat. So the worst I can say for Everton is that if there are any Evertonian fans watching this, take heart from this defeat. You still have a lot to play for from between now to the end of the season, despite your points deduction, despite all the difficulties that you're facing. I believe you have more than enough to stay afloat and avoid relegation this season. For Bournemouth, it's good to see them win. And I know they have some very tough fixtures coming up ahead, but Bournemouth, the best is yet to come from them. Definitely not this season, but maybe the season after this. If they can get Dominic Solanke scoring on a more consistent, regular basis, I've no doubt that they will be better than just mid-table come next season.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to say, Seamus Coleman,
Yeah.
I think Everton bought him for 55, 60 million. 55, 60 grand.
Yeah, it was cheap as chips, and what an
Yes.
investment.
Was
I
it
mean,
from
what-
Shamrock Rovers they bought him?
That's right, from an Irish
Yeah.
team. I mean,
Yeah.
what? They've had their money's worth out of him, haven't they?
Yeah, he's been
Because
a very good servant.
How long's he been there? He's been there as far
About
back as I
200
can remember
years.
him playing football.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember Arsenal were in for him ages and ages ago. They wanted to get him, and
So
then
they've
they
had
didn't
their
get him.
had their
They
money's
like
worth
an
out of him,
Irish
haven't they?
player at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got nothing else to add to that. I mean, Everton, I think will still get out of it, but they are in a bit of trouble. There's no
I hope
doubt
they
about
don't.
it.
I want them to go down.
Oh, I don't. I like the derbies.
No, I
Everton,
want them to go
Liverpool.
down.
Oh, you're savage. You're savage.
yeah. Well, they're the longest.
Yeah, get rid of them.
The longevity. They haven't been relegated, have they? And do you know what? They're a very good team, Everton, but they just lost their way in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Like before that, they were really exciting to watch, but since then, in the last few years, they've been quite pants to watch.
Elly, let them go into their new stadium in the in the championship.
They can play QPR, my husband's team.
Yeah, in their new stadium. Let them go down. I'll be so happy if they go down.
Bournemouth are more or less safe, aren't they? I think Bournemouth have got. Is it 38 points they've got? I think they're more or less safe. They only need 3 or 4 more points and they're safe.
I think Luton have got more about them than Everton, so I think Luton will stay up.
What I was going to ask you guys is, do you think Spurs are going to go in again for Solanke?
No.
You don't?
I don't. Anyone else? I personally don't.
I
don't rate him.
Because we were heavily linked to him and then he stayed at Bournemouth. He scored 18 goals. And I know you, Kate, you said he's a one season wonder, isn't he? Because he's better to deceive in other seasons.
Yeah.
I don't particularly want him, but I think Spurs might go for him because he's not even a cheaper option, is he? Because when you buy a Premiership striker, you pay more than if you get a foreign striker.
Yeah.
I prefer Vlahovic myself.
Yeah, I mean, Solanke, you're going to have to pay him big money to get him out of Bournemouth. And for me, it's too much of a risk. He's like Rashford. Rashford had that one season where he's brilliant and then he's died off. And I think that's Solanke.
I agree with you.
Big up Belgian Hotspur. Good to see you. Big up Don Tijuana. I'd love to be able to understand what on earth you're saying, but I have totally enough trouble with English. I think it's hello, friend. Do you speak Spanish? Is that what it is?
Hello, friend. Hello. Amigo means sir. ¿Entiendes el español?
Do you speak?
Where's Jose when you need him?
Yeah, bloody Jose.
I was just about to say that, Mr. James. I was just about to say that very same line, and you took the words right out of my mouth.
And do you know what, Chang? I nearly wore my yellow shirt this morning.
Yeah, he did.
It might mean hello from Spain.
Yeah. Well, hola to you too.
From Mexico. Yeah. Because I think that's the Mexican flag, isn't it?
Where's Leo and all? Where's Leo when you need him?
Yeah, where's Leo? Come on.
Bloody hell.
They're all having a lie-in.
I have seen you ask this a couple of times, Declan. I had starred it, but I'll ask it now. Who do you guys think we will get for a striker in the summer? Me, I don't think we'll get a striker. I don't know if anyone else thinks different, but I don't think we'll get one.
I think you're wrong, Kate. I think we will.
You think we will? Whether they value Richie as well. If they value Richie and they want to keep him, we probably won't. But I want to get a striker, an out-and-out striker. Like Vlahovic. I want Vlahovic or that Gurakis who.
He's going to Arsenal, I think.
Yeah, but you never know. We might gazump him.
That'd be nice.
I hope so. We'll both make Champions League, won't we? So
Yeah. Chang, do you think we'll get a striker in the summer?
I sure do hope, because there's no other way for us to close the gap between us and the top three. Without that consistent goal scorer up top to replace that Harry Kane shaped hole in our forward department, I can't see us having to rely on Son heavily again come next season, when he'll be another year older, and the other Premier League teams will have more or less worked out how he moves, how he operates, how he gets into goal scoring positions that we've seen this season alone. I mean, honestly, this season alone, I can't even recall the last time I've seen a Son screamer from range outside the penalty box. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I could have missed it. It could have been in one of the club competitions, but I honestly cannot recall seeing Son score his long range screamers, those in swinging or out swinging
the last one, Chang.
Yes,
I think the last one was it was in swinger into the right hand corner, and that was against. It was beginning.
I think
not long after the season.
Villa.
It was not long after the season started. I think
it
can
was
remember it, but it was a while ago.
Yeah, it was quite a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's been given an instruction, I reckon, just to like do those tap-ins or to do the, because Postecoglou, he likes to play across the 18-yard box, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think they've sussed out Son so much to not give him those chances. They close him down really well.
Yeah.
He has been trying it, but he's just hasn't got his shot away.
I want to say to Shamir, I wouldn't want Calvert-Lewin. He's too injury prone.
Oh, and he's useless.
Yeah. He spends more time in the sick bed than he does on the pitch.
Oh my God, I can't.
Or in the hairdressers and the.
I can't cope with even just thinking about him coming to Spurs. He's dreadful.
I think we will buy a striker, Kate, because we will keep. I'm convinced we'll keep Richie, but I still think we'll buy a striker. I'm convinced we'll buy a striker.
Yeah, Ollie Watkins would be a good shout.
I don't think we're not going to.
I don't think he'll come to us. I think he'll go Arsenal. But there's Ivan Toney, but we won't buy him. So I like Vlahovic or that Gurekis. I hope Arsenal go for Ivan Toney and they forget about that other guy. I can't pronounce his name. It's Gurakis?
Gurekis or something.
Gurekis,
yeah, something like that.
He's a very good player.
I agree wholeheartedly with Rodney. I think two wingers and a midfielder rather than a striker is what we'd go for myself.
Yeah, we get wingers that can score. That'd be fantastic. Like 15 each on either side. That's 30 goals.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would take Edison from Atalanta. I think he looks decent. But I think Jim's right. I think they've probably got in mind who they already want. Oh, Destiny! Now you're talking my language.
I was going to say him, but we ain't going to get him out of our Newcastle.
I don't know. Newcastle have got to make some sales because of FFP.
I think he'd be the last on the list.
I reckon they'll sell Almiron instead.
Yeah. He would look good at the fashion shows with Sonny. I agree. Who shall I come to first? Chang, I'll come to you first with regards to the Tottenham game and get your opinions on it all.
Wow, where do I even start? I think I'm going to start with our defense. And that defense, I mean, again, I'm not going to name and shame anyone because it was one of those goals where you could say everything that could have possibly gone wrong for us in that first 5 minutes just completely capitulated. They got their opener as soon as the second or third minute before 5 minutes, and I was actually more relieved than disappointed that they got their early opener, because honestly, if they had scored maybe in the 70th, 80th minute, I think it would have been too little, too late for us to have to make the comeback. But because Luton scored so early, that somehow forced us to just go gung-ho for the remainder 87, 86 minutes of normal time. And to our credit, or rather to the players' credit, they did everything they could to score. Son Heung-min, what an effort! How he somehow rattled both crossbars, both uprights. It almost looked like a pinball action. And
no.
and when the ball pinball out, I believe it was either Werner or Porro shooting from distance on the left. It was blocked. The ball came out again to Pepe Matassar. He then had his shot. It was also blocked. And I just had this sinking feeling, oh, you know what? It's going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of these games. You're going to try to just absolutely throw the kitchen sink at them and nothing is going to go our way. Second half begins. Thankfully, thank goodness, Big Ange has finally learned his lesson from Fulham away at Craven Cottage. He made the substitutions, or rather, he made the substitution as early as the kickoff of the second half. On comes Brennan Johnson. Off goes Kulusevski. Although I was kind of surprised, I thought either one of Pepe Matassar or Bissouma would have made way for Johnson, and Kulusevski would have been shifted down to midfield, but that wasn't the case. Brennan Johnson comes on for Kulusevski, and what a super sub Brennan Johnson was. He was so tenacious and so active down that right wing. We got the goal. We forced the issue, and they put an own goal into the net that set up a very frenetic last half hour or so. I really thought Brennan Johnson had somehow squirmed the ball over the line. I was just going bonkers. I was just shouting at the top of my voice on the watch along with Jose and Miss Ash and Colin. Upon review, upon goal line technology by VAR, the ball hadn't crossed the line. It was mere millimeters, I guess. And
Yeah.
again, it was just one of those incidents where I was thinking, you know what? I'll just take the point. If nothing goes our way, if you can't even squeeze the ball through, then maybe it's just not our day. Maybe it's just our luck. Thankfully, for Timo Werner and his tenacity as well down the left, he then crossed it, or rather he squared the ball. Johnson got the assist, and Son Heung-min managed to squeeze the ball in. 2-1. I thought the final scoreline was a bit unjust, or it wasn't really a good reflection of the football that we saw. There is still a lot of room for improvement for our midfield, for our forwards, even our defense. But on the balance, given what we've gone through the previous 2 weeks from that very disappointing loss to Fulham away at Craven Cottage, I'm very happy for the 3 points. More of the same, please, tomorrow away against West Ham at the Olympic Stadium. And from between now and the Nottingham Forest, we at the very least need 2 wins out of 2. We still have another 24 hours to prepare for tomorrow's game. So I really hope our forward department and our midfield get their acts together, because we can ill afford another squeaky bum cup final against them. I'm not going to use that term to describe West Ham, but
I know you mean.
right.
Chang, can I just ask you, while we're on the subject of Spurs, this has been a very divisive topic, not just between Elly and I, but between a lot of the fan base. What did you make of Werner, and what do you make of Werner's performance?
Okay. From what I've seen on this game alone and the other games before this notwithstanding, I think he did good by himself. I thought he was busy. Yes, he did miss chances himself, but without his perseverance down that left wing, I don't think we would have even carved up enough chances to squeeze in a winner. Because if anything, it was actually him and not Maddison, not Johnson, not even Pepe Matassar or Bissouma or anyone else, not even Son. It was him and his very consistent work rate down that left wing that actually created chances for us time and time again. First half, second half, even in injury time where we were still looking to break. Brennan Johnson, if he had maybe say a better striker to feed the ball to, or if maybe Son wasn't so deep all the time when trying to get us to go forward more as a whole. Brennan Johnson actually, not Johnson, Timo Werner is actually a good player. Timo Werner, he does have goals and assists in him. It's just giving him time to actually gel and get that bonding together with the rest of the team. And I wouldn't be surprised, really. You can actually clip this and come back to this in 24 hours time. But I'm actually expecting Timo Werner to get at least an assist or even a goal tomorrow against West Ham. That's how confident I am with Timo Werner and his performance thus far in a Spurs kit.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, Rodney said, "Are people blind? He's getting better. Our system suits him 100%." Caro says, "I love Werner, just don't let him shoot." The Belgian Hotspur, Werner's the only winger that always does exactly what Ange wants. That's due to experience and also because he wants to stay. Come on then, Elly, give us your theories on the game and on Turbo Timo.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, my son-in-law is my future son-in-law, I should say. He's not yet until the wedding. Right. I was talking to him about Werner because I said I was winding everybody up about him. Right. And he goes, what Werner gives you is very hard work. He's a very industrious player. He's not technically ungifted, but he just doesn't have goal scoring prowess, which I believe he hasn't. He's proven it in the Premiership. He just doesn't have that killer instinct to get in the right place to score a goal, or when he is in front of goal, he's missed 18 chances. And how I see it is that means we've lost games rather than or drawn games rather than won them. Yes, so I personally think he's got a lot of improvement to show me before I can give him kudos to say, yes, I like him. I don't dislike him, don't get me wrong, because I can see his value in terms of his industry and his willingness to get on the ball. You know, he doesn't shy away from the ball. He will always ask for it. All right. So I like that part of him. It's just the finishing and the prowess to get, like I said to you, Kate, the 3 times, that Johnson got away from his marker and whizzed it across. The one goal we scored because the defender put it in. The other 2, he stood behind the defender instead of getting in front of his defender, which a goal scorer would do because that's goal scorer's instinct. And we would have been 4-1 up and it would have made the game safe rather than squeaky bum time, because Luton were coming at us a little bit. And if they had scored an equaliser, they wouldn't have deserved it, in my opinion, because we were far the better team. We were, and we were on top. But I just think he needs to improve on his finishing. But I don't know whether he can, because he just hasn't got it. There are some players that just haven't got it. He should just pass it like he did with Johnson. He could have had a shot there, but he had the presence of mind just to slide the 3-yard pass to Johnson, who then passed it to Sonny, and we scored the goal. So I'm not going to dig him out completely. He's got his attributes, but he's got his weaknesses as well. So if I was the Spurs coach, I'd be getting him to practice that shooting, because it's wayward. Honestly, that one, when he done everything right, Kate, right? He done everything right, and he puts it past the post again. It's so frustrating because he can make the game safe for us, you know?
Yeah.
So, but the jury's out on him still, because I think the fans are around 50-50 on him.
Yeah.
You know, whether we should sign him or not. But the ones who aren't, if he can prove in these last, is it 8 games or 9 games we've got left?
9.
If he can prove that he
Nine,
can put some
nine.
balls away, he will always give you assists because of his industry, you know, and he is a hard-working player. And like my future son-in-law said, you can't fault him on that. So I'm not going to dig him out completely.
But what are your thoughts on the rest of the game, taking Werner out of it?
The rest of the game, I thought we dominated it. And I liked that we went behind, to tell you the truth, because it woke them up.
Yeah.
But I will dig out Udogie and Basuma, right? Because Udogie didn't bust his gut to get back, and Basuma just trotted around, no press on the ball, allowed Townsend to play that ball. He didn't put no press. I know he's not a defender, but at least try and stop him from crossing, get closer to him. And we should be double banking as well. We shouldn't just have one man. But Udogie was attacking, so he didn't have time to recover probably. I know Udogie is an industrious player. He will try, but you know, when you're caught out of position like that, you can't rely on a player like Basuma, because you see what he does in midfield. He's been off the boil, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, I was really angry with that goal, but I was glad in a way because it wakes us up, and we have recovered so many matches from losing positions. So I wasn't panicking, just put it that way, because I knew we would get the better. We were playing Luton Town C team, weren't we? At the end of the day, it wasn't hard to win that match, but we made hard work of it in regards to our finishing, right? But I just feel we got to play better, Kate, from that midfield, and I think he should shake it up for the next match for that midfield, because I think Basuma in particular does not deserve a start in my book, because he just waltzes around the pitch like he don't put no effort in, and he plays the sideway pass or the backward pass. That's not progressing the ball. So I don't think he deserves a start. I think Benny, Sarr and Madders should start. And if Madders is off the boil again, bring on Lo Celso, because I thought he was very impressive with Bentancur when he came on. Yeah. That's what I would do anyway. But I'm not a coach, so...
Trevor, that picture is actually a signed Tyson Fury glove that I bought him for his 60th. You can see the glove signed by Tyson Fury.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
wow.
It's
I love
one
Tyson
of his.
Fury.
So
He's
do
my
I. So
favourite
do
boxer, Kate.
Am
love
I?
him.
So do
love
I.
him.
Absolute ledge. I'm going to get him on the channel one day.
Him. I like when they do the documentary as well. He's so down to earth.
Yeah. Jimbo, what's your thoughts on the Tottenham Luton game?
There are two good comments in the comments. One from Belgium, where he says it's leave his wet dream for Werner to sign.
Yeah, cool.
And one from I can't see who it was. They said
Chris Andre. Was it this one? Because I did star it. Werner does what Ange wants from a winner.
I did like that one, but there was one that says the four people whose fault it was for the goal.
Oh, yeah. That was from...
And he's absolutely, because I said this to you yesterday, Kate, he's absolutely spot on, right? It was Kulu, Son...
Bissouma and Radu.
Yeah, and you could stick your doggy in there because he was out of position.
Yeah.
Right? They was just all over the place. Kulu lost it, and then Son tried to tackle and fell over. Biss was nowhere. Dragu was out of position, and your doggy was out of position. If you watch it, and Townsend goes down the line, and there is no one near him at all. Right, he's got all the time in the world, so they was all over the place.
And Biss just trotted back. He was just trotting.
It was pathetic, absolutely pathetic. And if we do that against teams like Arsenal, even West Ham, City, Liverpool, we're gonna get bad. But anyway, I said to Kate after the game yesterday that if Werner weren't on that pitch, we don't win that game. It's as simple as that.
I agree.
Werner was the difference in that game for me yesterday, honestly. And I see what you're saying, Elly, because you're right. He is behind the defender.
I thought Johnson was the difference myself.
Well, they both were the difference. They both were. Right? Without them two on the pitch, we don't win the game.
Yeah, he did play.
I understand what you're saying about Werner, right? That he is behind the defender a lot. He needs to get in front of the defender, but they can teach him that. It's not hard, is it? You know, I'm sure Angie's pointing it out to him, but I just think that he gives so much to this team. I really do, and I think that it'll be a good thing to sign him. I'm not saying he's the answer without any shadow, but I definitely think that he makes a difference. And when BJ come on, he was fantastic,
phenomenal, wasn't he?
Yeah. So them two for me were the two match winners, even though Son scored the goal. You know, I mean, the second goal, it was all down to Timo and Johnson.
Do you think Andrew's doing the right thing by playing Johnson more as a super sub? Because I think he is.
Yeah,
personally.
no, Darren, you are right. It was Johnson that changed the game when he come on, but also Timo was a massive part of us winning that game.
Yeah,
Huge.
he's done good. He's done
Huge
all
part.
right. The only thing I would, like I said, is his finishing. Because
Yeah,
like
I
you
agree.
He's not a
make
prolific
it
goal
safe
scorer.
for us, you know.
I think Johnson and Werner both need to work on their finishing. They both need to be more clinical. But yeah, Werner,
Yeah.
I think, definitely does.
Yeah, he is intelligent, Jody. You're right. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
overall, I weren't like didn't think.
Has Johnson scored 5 now or 4? One of the two, and he's assisted 7, I believe.
Yeah.
That's
I think
fantastic.
I think it's 5, but I'm not 100%
I
sure.
think it's 5 he scored and 7 assists, I think. Yeah, so that's really good when you think how many minutes he's had and how many starts he's had to how many times he's come off the bench. But I just think as an impact sub, because he hasn't got the stamina yet to play the full 90 minutes. So I think Kulu to start, wear him out and then bring on Johnson. I think that works well.
Yeah,
But
I agree. But
Kulu, I don't like him as a winger.
no,
Maybe
exactly.
That's why I said put Porro there. Porro's fantastic. But he doesn't want to lose Porro's defensive prowess, I think. But if we bought a proper right back, or even play Dragusin at right back, that wouldn't be too bad. And then play Porro in Kulu's position.
4 goals, 7 assists.
That's it. I knew it was there. I knew it was 7 assists. Fabulous.
I mean, Werner's was the reason they scored the own goal. He was in the right place, and I do think that the fans are so obsessed with him being a goal scorer. And yeah, of course, he needs to score goals, but he brings so much more to the team. I really am impressed, and I didn't want him at all. When we was linked with him, I was devastated.
When they scored their own goal, Kate, right? He put pressure on the defender, so he ran towards him. But on the second and the third one, he just stood behind him. He should have been putting pressure again, and they might have even scored another own goal even. But get in front of your defender, because then you get a tap in.
Yeah. For me, Kulu should never play on the wing. I just think he was so bad.
I know.
And Basuma as well was so bad. He would just look he looks so disinterested. But
he does.
I don't know who he's going to play. I mean, we will preview the West Ham game in a bit, but he needs to. If he plays Basuma again, I'm going to be really disappointed in Ange, because it should be done on form and merit, and he doesn't deserve to start.
I'm wondering when
midfield. So
I'm wondering when the ball's going to drop about Kulu. It's sooner or later we can see it. Someone in the camp of Tottenham has got to say this guy's not a winger.
Yeah, he doesn't suit Ange Ball, does he? He doesn't suit him.
No, he really doesn't.
He slows our game down, and then he checks back a lot, and he doesn't put the ball in. Whereas Johnson, his one aim is to get that ball across the 6-yard box, and he's fabulous at it, you know. But for him to start, he hasn't got the stamina yet. So I think Kulu should be playing like a false 9 anyway. It'd be better, or we sell him and get a better winger.
I have to say, I've been screaming for Kulu to be in the middle forever. And he's proving me right every bloody week, because he just makes me want to pull my eyes out.
You get more time in the midfield, right? You've got more space to work in, so he can weave his magic, because he's a very good technical player. But on the wing, he gets caught out because of his pace, right? He can beat him once and then he'll check back because he hasn't got a right foot. He invariably passes it to Porro, or he'll try and check through and then try and do a weak shot rather than pick out a player. Yeah, he's just very disappointing lately.
I think Biss was awful. Sorry, I really do. I don't think he had any presence in midfield at all, and that's what his job is.
He was better in the second half.
Yeah, briefly
than he was in the first half.
Maybe I'm savage, but I expect so much better from our midfield. And even Madder's disappointed me. He wasn't awful, but he's still not clicking to the level we know he can get to.
Basuma just done one driving run.
Yeah.
he drove through and then he just done a sideward pass instead of looking for somebody to pick out and use your vision to create a goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, Madders might have got an injury. Someone said he got a knock. I don't know how bad it is, but anyway, we will talk about West Ham in a little while against Spurs. But Villa beat Wolves 2-0. It was an easy win for Villa in the end. I thought it'd be tighter than it was. But anyone got any thoughts about it?
That's what the Wolves manager said. He said they were unlucky. But I don't know about unlucky. They did give them a game, but I thought Villa were the more prominent team. Yeah, they were more aggressive. They wanted it more, I think. I think Wolves ran around a lot and, got stuck in. But I think Villa's class showed in the end. They are a better team than Wolves, and that's why they're where they are and where Wolves are, But I like the Wolves manager, though. He's a very good manager. Unai Emery makes me laugh. I think he always looks like Dracula.
He does.
He really does. I think Villa deserved to win the match, definitely.
The thing is with Villa,
Derby's goal, it was fantastic, but not as good as another goal from Muniz for Fulham. I forgot to mention that. What a fabulous goal that was!
It was. There were some good goals this weekend, to be fair.
I think that was the pick of the bunch, Muniz.
Yeah, I thought Harvey Barnes' winner was very good as well.
That was a very good goal, but technically, the Muniz one, I loved it. The super kick volley, brilliant. I love goals like that.
The thing with Villa is they're a team that they're not going to lose 4 games in a row. They're not that type of team. They're too consistent for that. They might lose a game here and there, but they're a strong team, and they're good enough to give anybody a game. So this top 4 for me, if we're going to nick it, it's only going to be because of their European games holding them back.
Yeah.
I think if there's not, I'm going to be honest here. I think if there's not European games, I think Villa get 4th.
Yeah.
So I think them being in Europe, they're a good team. Villa, they're very well organised, and they just know what they're doing. And I think, I saw some of the game and I saw the highlights. I don't think they ever looked in trouble against Wolves.
No.
And Wolves are a difficult team to play against, but I thought Villa always looked in control, and I don't think there was any chance of them losing that game after they kicked off.
True, Jimbo.
Yeah.
I'll get your point about that.
Yeah. Then we've got. I'll go to Chang on this one. Brentford 1, Man United 1. And before I go to you, Chang, I've just got to say that is probably the worst Man United performance I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And now I'll let you carry on, Chang.
I'm actually surprised Manchester United even got a goal. And I think the commentator for this match said it best, that it was a smash and grab, or at least that's what they thought it was going to be in the 93rd minute. I didn't even realize, or rather I had completely forgotten that Mason Mount had actually made the move from Chelsea over to Manchester United. In the back of my head, Mason Mount is still very much a Chelsea player, and it wasn't until I saw the highlights that I realized he had actually transferred over to Manchester United. And I saw the highlights on Match of the Day. I didn't watch the entire match, but Brentford were all over Manchester United. Manchester United were all over the place. How Brentford didn't wrap up that game in 90 minutes, the number of chances Ivan Toney had time and time again, it was just a crying shame. It was almost a sort of a reverse of what Fulham did to us at Craven Cottage, that Brentford had all the chances, or rather they had the majority of the chances to just wrap up all 3 points by the 90th minute, and they didn't, and they were punished just as Manchester United was in the ascendancy in injury time. Mason Mount pops up, he gets a goal. Everyone was bedlam. It was bedlam in the United away area. The fans were going crazy, and typical Man United, even when they're not playing well, you would think that they would have stolen all 3 points. credit where credit is due. Brentford then came right back at them. They got their very hard-earned and well-deserved points with that late equalizer. I honestly cannot see Manchester United going on a sustainable run of form with this sort of performance. Not when, Eric Ten Hag is already under scrutiny himself, just like Eddie Howe. At this point, I think it's just a matter of time before one of Eric Ten Hag or Eddie Howe is going to get a sack before the end of the season. If I had to put money on either one of them, I'd say it would be Eric Ten Hag who will get a sack first before Eddie Howe. But Manchester United have a lot of work to do. And I don't even know where to begin with Manchester United. I mean, you'd think that with the finances, the resources that they have, they would be much better than this. They would be in a better position than where they currently are. But somehow, Eric Ten Hag just hasn't been able to get Manchester United, playing the way Alex Ferguson himself would have wanted Eric Ten Hag to get Manchester United to play his style. So I don't know. Manchester United just look a shambles of their former self. They just look a shadow of their former self. And for me, it's only a matter of time before Eric Ten Hag gets axed for someone like maybe even a Xabi Alonso if the money is right, or even Thomas Tuchel if Bayern Munich aren't keen
Graham
on.
Potter, Chang.
Graham Potter, yeah, Graham Potter. That's another name as well.
They're getting.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, it's only a matter of time now before Eric Ten Hag gets the axe, whether it's before or after the end of the season. It's only a matter of time right now. The writing's on the wall for Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah, I agree. Elly, anything to add on the Man United debacle?
They're just a shadow of themselves in terms of the way the clubs run from the grassroots right through to the first team. They really haven't got an identity of play. Like Terry Fluid says, he's quite disillusioned with his team and the way the club is going and the stadium and everything about Manchester United. You expect Manchester United to be challenging for trophies. All right, be it they've got to the FA Cup semi-final, but I think they lose that one, and I think it's curtains for Ten Hag, right? And I can see Coventry beating them. I really can.
Oh, please.
Right? So, yeah, because they're a decent outfit, because I've been watching Coventry play in the Championship, and they're very good. They move the ball very, very well. So I think that's going to be the final curtain for Ten Hag if he loses that match. But like Ten Hag, he buys himself a reprieve, doesn't he? But just when you think he's going to get the chop, right, he'll get a result for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think they've got a lot of players on a lot of wages and they're not pulling their weight, right? And they haven't got their heart in Manchester. The actual ethos of the club has gone right downhill. And if Graham Potter does take charge, I agreed there was a fan on the terrace who said that he is a building project manager.
Yeah.
Which I think they do need. They need to go back to their roots and strengthen from their grassroots upwards and make them, to tell you the truth, I don't mind if they stay down, right? Because it's one less team to compete against. But I can't see them staying down for very long, Kate, because they're Manchester United and they're hurting. They're like a hurt animal. They're going to come out fighting again. And once they've made the patch-up works and they get everything gelled again and get the ethos of the club where it should be, they'll be back. I just hope it's not in the next few seasons. I think Graham Potter is going to be a very... a lot of people are saying, no, he's not the right... I think he is the right fit for them because he's he's a very, very good coach. You saw it at Brighton, what he built. He built a team that was playing some beautiful football, right? So I just think they need something to boost them, and they need a couple of more star players. Like Manchester United were famous for it, to buy the big star players. We're not by the big star players. And if they don't get back to that, they're not going to attract them, are they? It's going to be Manchester City and Arsenal and Liverpool that are going to get the cream of the crop, and they're going to be left behind if they don't back up their ideas. Yeah, so I'm glad they're down, though. I'm glad they're down.
Jimbo, what do you make of this comment? What do you make of this comment that they would Belgium said that if we hadn't got Andy, wanted Graham Potter?
No, I'd rather have Harry Potter. At least he's got a magic wand. That's all I'm going to say about that, Belgium. Sorry, mate. But I disagree, Elly. I think it's going to be years and years before Man United come back to any. They never get back to where they were. Two reasons.
How many years do you reckon it's going to be, Jimbo?
I honestly do not think that Manchester United will ever dominate the Premier League again. I don't.
Okay.
I don't think that. I don't think it's. There's something at that club, right, that is different now to what when Sir Alex was there. There's just something. I cannot see him ever being that dominant force again. I can't. Too much money in the game, right? Too many other clubs have been bought out by big owners. I don't see it. I just think that they're going to be Man United are going to be similar to where we are, where we've been. I'm hoping we're going to go up further, but where we've been, and I can't see it. Honestly, I just can't. I just think they're going to always be that team that struggles to get top four. They're going to be around about 4 and 8th, I think, for years to come. I do. I don't think they buy right. I don't think that big, massive the top players want to go there. They're going to have to build from the ground upwards. They need a new stadium. They need a new training ground. They need to build the team from the ground upwards. They can't seem to get the right manager. They were lucky with getting Sir Alex, and he nearly got the sack, as you would know, Elly.
Yeah,
right?
he
He nearly got the sack. If they'd have sacked him, where would they have ended up? You know, they had a core of players. They had a core of players in the academy, right? That were like 6, 7, 8 of them that were all really, really good players coming through together.
I know.
You know, and that's what took them to where they were. And Sir Alex built that team from the academy practically, and he added to it. The Cantonars, and he added to it to make them what they were, and I just cannot see that happen with United again. And I think United are always going to be fighting to get top 4 around that area again. I mean, when was the last time how many years ago was it you can turn around and you can say United were a force?
No, I mean, they won the League Cup only last year, and that was the last cups before that was when Mourinho was in charge.
Yeah, but they still weren't a real force, were they?
No, they weren't a force, because when you're a force, you win the league year in, year out, or you win it, and then you might not win it the next year, but then you win it again.
You know, I'm not saying in 20 years. I'm not saying in 20 years, 30 years that they might not do it, but I'm saying for the foreseeable future, for the next, I think 10, 15 years, I don't think they're going to be the D club in the country like they were. They had a lot of luck on their side when it happened. They got Sir Alex, right, who ended up, for me, Alex Ferguson is the best manager that's ever walked this planet, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think there's ever been a manager, and I'm going to say it, I don't even think close to him, right? He built a team out of kids that everybody in the world was scared of. And you got to remember, when Sir Alex won the treble, look at Real Madrid, look at Barcelona, how good they were. Teams like that. Great teams in Europe. And I just think that they'll never get back to that. I just don't. But going on the game, I don't
think anyone's got close to him either, Jimbo. No one. Even like Mourinho's and your Ancelotti's, I don't think they've been given a big budget. He done it from scratch. Yeah, and he built that Manchester United club and made that youth team he nurtured them and he brought them
Yeah.
up. So you're right in that respect. Yeah.
But I mean, if you regarding the game, I didn't think Tony's goal was offside. I think it wasn't clear and obvious to me.
It
just
was offside. I called it straight away. You could see it was
Kate,
offside.
when you put that line down, to me, it looked like they were dead in line. But anyway, they should have lost that game 5-0,
Yeah.
5-1. But they don't scare me at all. If you turn around and say we're playing United tomorrow, I just think, well, we're playing United. When you turn around and say you're playing Liverpool, City, and Arsenal, you think, oh, this is, you know what I mean? They've just got that team.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree with what Rodney put here. We used to crap ourselves to go to Old Trafford. They'd already won before you even got there because the fuel factor was there. I will just call out Lee Smithy Smith, bless him, hilarious, sent me a tweet that Harry Kane's coming back to Tottenham, and I went, yeah, haha, it's April Fool's Day, and he put, oh, I didn't even realise, bless him, he actually really thought it was true. So big up, Lee, you are officially blonder than I am.
He's got more tattoos than you as well, Kate.
Yes, yeah, what a donut, bless him. Liverpool 2, Brighton 1.
Yeah,
I haven't got nothing to say about this except really. Chang, any comments on the game?
Well, Liverpool. Wow. Liverpool Football Club. I mean, what else can you say? Jurgen Klopp on his finale run-in for the Reds before he officially calls it a day with them. And they had, I mean, I watched the highlights for this game. I thought Luis Diaz was unlucky to be offside the couple of times. He got the ball in the back of the net. But Mohamed Salah, what a player. There's nothing more you could say about him. He is really Mr. Dependable as far as strikers and forwards go, especially for Liverpool Football Club. The way he's just banging the goals in time and time again, year in, year out, whether it's for Egypt or for Liverpool, he has an eye for goal. And he's going to be one of those players that Chelsea really will come to regret having let go all those years ago when they couldn't get the most out of him. And I really thought that Brighton, I mean, to be fair, Brighton did good by themselves. They did put up quite a fight over at Merseyside. But Liverpool were just too much to handle. Despite going a goal down, they came back strongly. They could have made it 3-1, of course, but the goal was ruled out. So Liverpool are now firm favourites. They are leaders. They are leading the way to the run-in. And it will be a very interesting run-in come the end of the season to see whether either Arsenal or Manchester City will be able to catch up to them. For me, I think it's going to be a very, very tough game for us to go to Liverpool and get anything out of the game based on their current run of form. And this was another one of those games in which they showcase that they will be able to win dirty if necessary. They somehow or other, Jurgen Klopp has drilled it into them to win dirty at all costs. So fair play to Liverpool. You absolutely deserve the point, and you are now firm favourites to lift the title. Although I'm pretty sure that the likes of Arsenal and Spurs as well, when they play you before the end of the season, we will have something to say about that before the season is done.
Jimbo, look, Rakesh, big up Rakesh, says, I always watch this channel on telly, but as soon as I see Jimbo, I switch to the phone just to ask Jim, are we still mathematically in for the title?
I love that name, Rakesh. Rakesh. You sound like a proper dude. Rakesh. Yeah, of course we are.
Oh, no,
Of course we are. Why not?
It.
If we win every game from now to the end of the season, who says we can't win it? Eh?
This is why everyone loves Jim, you see, because he's full of false hope. I'm going to go on to this game. Obviously, Elly, I'll come to you first.
Yeah. God.
It didn't really live up to the hype, did it? It was a case of Arsenal went there and parked the bus. And
sorry, Kate, can I just say something on the Liverpool game?
yeah, sorry, yeah, go on.
You didn't ask me.
No, I know, because I'm trying to whiz through the games because it weren't.
It's only 1:15, darling. There's no rush.
I know, we've got a preview tomorrow's yet.
Oh, all right. And he said, but Pottermac said 12 shots, 1 goal.
Yeah,
No,
for
1 goal.
Salah.
But do you know the thing is, what is it?
Pottermac.
The thing is, Pottermac is too greedy. He had a couple of chances where he could have put someone in, and they would have.
That's what I think he's saying. He's had 12 shots and he scored 1. Because I thought Salah was poor in the first half yesterday.
I mean, I don't get why he had chances to put players in and they could have run away with that game. So they had squeaky bum time because of him. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
That was worth stopping the show for. Thanks.
Right.
Elly, what did you make of yesterday's derby? Well, it's not really a derby, but title race game thing.
Just put it this way: we were more interested in eating our Easter eggs than watching that match. I was interested in watching the match, but it's such a boring match, and they cancelled each other out. I called it before the game started that it'd be 0-0 at half time because they're not one team's going to take the risk. But you'd think the second half, one team would take the initiative to try and win the match, but there was no. That Man City did have more impetus to win the match. I must admit that, but they were so poor in front of goal and too many passes. How many passes do you want to get into that box? Like Arsenal played the right game though. They double banked and they done a low and mid block, right? And they just played like the away team because they know toe for toe. No one can go with Man City if you're going to go all out to try and win the match from the scratch, right? So Arsenal did play a very clever game, and I think Arteta thought, let us get out of this game with a point, and then we can move on. Because if you lose that match, that is a big 3 points. It's like a 6-pointer, in fact. All right, but Liverpool were the winners in the long run because they got their 3 points. Arsenal have dropped behind now. And Arsenal have got a very tough running compared to Liverpool. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at this comment.
There's a comment here. Even Jesus would have gone back to sleep after his resurrection watching that game.
I'm telling you. That's why we were stuffing our faces with the Easter eggs, right? And we was thinking, this is nice, but the match was so pants, it was unbelievable, right? And there was too much passing. The toe throw, like there wasn't any cutting edge, and when they could have had a shot, they shied away from it. And Haaland was pants. He was total pants yesterday. But I'm glad in a way because it meant Liverpool went ahead of Arsenal because either one of them would have won. They would have gone above Liverpool, I believe.
Yeah,
I think Manchester, maybe not Manchester City. They might have been below them on goal difference, but I'm glad Arsenal didn't win. And Jimbo, I do agree with you though. There's still a mathematical chance that we can win. Come on, you Spurs.
I think I saw a comment after the game that said if Haaland wins the Ballon d'Or, football's finished. And I completely agree because when a big game comes along, Haaland disappears. Jim called it before the game, and he was right. However, what I will say is Arsenal have been getting a real lot of stick, saying they're cowards and that Arteta played for the draw and part of the bus. But what I would say, I don't want to be an Arsenal sympathiser here, but if Arsenal had gone there and Arteta had gone all gung-ho and played right into their hands and they'd have got smacked, he would have been criticised for being naive. So I don't blame him for doing that. City are the best team in the world. Sometimes you've just got to go and grind out a result. And the real winners on the day were Liverpool.
I don't think Man City are as good as last season, though. Nowhere near it. But when Grealish came on, they looked a lot better, I must admit, because he was creating quite a few chances, but they were wasting them. Yeah. I agree with you, though, Kate. Toe to toe, Arsenal would have got battered.
Yeah, can I answer? Sorry, Elly, can I answer that? What he's just put, what Corey Boy's put?
What about Haaland?
And yeah, I think that he's 100% right in the fact that I think Messi won the Ballon d'Or about 3 or 4 times where he didn't deserve it. How many times has he won it? A lot, but he deserved it. He deserved it a lot of the times. But there was times that he wasn't great in seasons, and there was other players that were fantastic, and they still give it to him. So at that Ballon d'Or, I don't take it serious. Honestly, I don't.
I agree. But to put Faker in front of Messi's name is a bit.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Maybe
he's not he didn't deserve it. But
yeah, but he's definitely not a faker.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault that they're voting him. You know?
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I can't take it serious because they seem to give it. They seem to give it. I don't know what
Messi or Ronaldo. Yeah.
Because Kane deserved it one year.
Yeah, he did.
He really did. Kane deserved it when he got those 30 goals for us. He deserved it.
And Sonny, he's been well deserving for it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well.
What I would say to that,
Golden Ball, yeah, because I think he had 17 assists and 23 goals. That's fabulous.
Yeah. But I mean, Van Dijk deserved it for a couple of seasons. There was a couple of seasons Van Dijk was just unplayable. You just couldn't get past him, you know. And there's other there's goalkeepers that I thought deserved it, and midfielders, and it was always one of them two. And I just think to myself, I can't take it serious. I can't.
Mia, what I will say to this is, we did go there and we played we played our way and we got a draw. And yes, their defense can be fragile, but when you're playing for the league and it's that tight, I can't give them any. I don't think what they did was wrong. I'm sorry. I think if Spurs had done that, parked the bus, and we'd have got a draw at this stage in the season, I'd have been over the moon. But there we go. Well, the whole Messi Ronaldo debate is one that will go on for eternity because some people prefer one and some prefer the other. So
I like them both. I can't separate them. I think they're both fabulous players.
I will say on our score predictions this week, Elly got 5 points.
Yeah.
Mia got 6 points. Jimbo got 7 points, and Kate got 9.
Yes,
you won a week. Woohoo! It's been a while, but it's because I've got 2 correct scores.
Katie is back. Oh.
But what I thought I'd do is because there's midweek games, I thought Chang we'd get you involved this week and do the score predictions for the games that start tomorrow. It's got Tuesday and Wednesday, and preview that. So we've got the first game tomorrow is Newcastle Everton.
And Mia, what about Mia? She's going to put hers in the chat, or are you going to
Mia, you're welcome to put yours in the chat, and I'll write them down if you would like to join. I'm going to do a proper leaderboard next year.
Yeah, well, she's done it every week, so she should be doing it.
She's done it 2 weeks, darling. But yes, she's welcome to do it.
Oh, I thought she'd been on it every week.
Nice to see that you're paying attention.
Poor man,
Chang's
cold. Or is it
he's dying. Chang, what do you fancy for the Newcastle Everton game tomorrow?
I'm going to go for Newcastle to win this game by 2-1. That's how I'm predicting this game is going to go. Newcastle 2, Everton 1.
Okay, big up, Leo. Good to see you, homie. Enjoyed your vlog this morning. We sat and watched it. So big up to you, my darling.
Leo.
Hello.
Elly, how do you see Newcastle Everton going tomorrow?
I'm going to go 4-1 to Newcastle.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I think Everton have done. They're done. They've lost it. I think Newcastle, they're on a high now as well.
Yeah, I get that.
Isaac to get a hat trick. Come on.
Wow. Jimbo, do you see it being an absolute goal fest for Newcastle?
I think if it was Everton, it would have been tighter, but I'm going to go 3-0.
Oh, that's what I've done, Jimbo. 3-0. I don't even fancy Everton to score. Everton 2 scum. Why Newcastle the scum? I don't understand.
There must be a reason.
Mia's going 3-1 for the Newcastle game. I do like having football on a Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm not, I know it's not ideal for recovery times, but I like it. Then we've got Forest Fulham. Jim, I'll stick with you. This is a toughie, I think.
I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2 for Jimbo. Queen Elly, what do you fancy?
Oh, flipping hell. I think Fulham will win. I think 2-1 to Fulham.
Wow.
I think that's the same as Mr. Chang.
I think they're a better team.
I'm not saying I think you're right, Elly. They are a better team, but I think Forest are hard to beat at home.
Yeah.
I am going to go.
Fulham have had 2 good results on a trot, haven't they? Really?
Yeah. Chang, I'll come to you. Let you tell us all. Even though I've written it down, I'll let you tell us what you think.
I think Fulham will win this game. They have been going on a good run of form. Marco Silva has somehow managed to get them firing on all cylinders. And for Nottingham Forest, I think they're going to either barely scrap a draw, but I still feel that Fulham have enough to get a win over Nottingham Forest this midweek.
Okay, so 2-1, 2-1. I'm going for 3-3 again. I'm going to go for an outrageous scoreline again.
Nice.
Nice fun.
Mia's channel. This I've got it here. Oh no, I've done. How do I do that? I've zoomed in on my page and I don't know how to zoom out. Oh God, I hate when I do this because now I can't see anything.
If you're using a computer, press Control 0. Control and 0.
Oh, that's it. Oh, Chang, you're a legend. Thank you. I was having a mini meltdown then. I thought, what do I do?
Wrong way.
Thank you, Chang. You're so helpful. What would I do without you? I was really panicking. Then we've got
the way to go the right way, didn't you?
We've got the what do you call it? The Chelsea holders, their nemesis Burnley versus Wolves. Chang, how do you fancy this one's going?
Burnley are going to win this. Burnley are going to win this by maybe 2-0. I would say Burnley 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0.
Oh, interesting. What about yourself, Elly? What do you fancy?
Yeah, I think Wolves are too good. I think they're going to win 2-1.
2-1 to Wolves.
Yeah, and I think they'll be hurting after that Villa loss. So they'll be out to impress their manager.
Jimbo, what do you fancy for Burnley?
I fancy it's going to be a draw, a boring draw, 1-1.
1-1 draw. Mia says 2-1 to Burnley. I'm going to do 1-0 Burnley. I'm going to do. I expect it to be boring. I'm not going to lie, but I do. Tech Man Chang, always on call if we need him. Another. You know what? There's some real crap games. Bournemouth Palace, Jimbo. I'll come to you first.
Another ball fest, 1-1.
1-1.
They love a draw, Palace, don't they?
Yeah. Queen Elly, what do you fancy?
I'm going to go 3-2 Bournemouth.
Oh, that won't be boring.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good open game because they're not playing for anything. So they're relaxed, aren't they? They're just going to play game football.
True. Chang, 1-1, is that what you're going for?
Yes, exactly like what Mr. James predicted earlier. Although it's not that boring, a real boring game will be 0-0. That will be a real boring game. 1-1, we still have some goal mouth action. That's
Mia's prediction, 0-0. I am going.
3-2.
Oh, I don't know what to go for. Oh, man.
What are you going for, Kate? Come on, spill it out.
Did you say? Yeah, you said 1-1, didn't you, Chang?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The same prediction as Mr. James.
I'm going to go 2-1 Bournemouth. I think they've got enough to nick it. Who cares as long as Palace get relegated from a guy whose football dream was ruined by... Oh, I'm not going to read that. It's naughty words. What I will say about Palace is when I used to go to Charlton, their fans were always vile. So I haven't got a lot of love for Crystal Palace. Oh, then we got the big match. Chang, how do you see this one going?
Hand on heart, I hope we nick it by the odd goal. So I'll say West Ham 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. That will be my prediction for tomorrow's game. West Ham 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2.
How does the Queen see it going?
I'm going to say 4-2 to Spurs.
Wow. 4-2 to Spurs. Jimbo?
Scoring.
We're going to smash them. They were lucky last time they beat us. They were so lucky.
Yeah.
Everything went their way. Off the post and straight to their player. I can't stick them. 3-1 Tottenham.
I am going to, sorry in advance, I'm doing Tottenham to lose 3-2.
Oh,
West
okay.
Ham. Sorry.
What?
Anyway, I'm taking over the show.
You little turncoat.
I was looking down. Do you know what? I was looking down. I never even realised. And then I looked out and I thought, what? Where have I gone? Yeah, I've got this really nagging feeling that West Ham are going to beat us. I don't like to say it, but sorry, boo to me. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, Jim, you're vile, booting me out. Big up, Sard. Good to see you. But yeah, sorry.
Right.
Who do you fancy to score, Jimbo? Because you've done us to get 3 goals. I want to know where they're coming from.
Right. Werner is going to score tomorrow.
Okay.
And Sonny's going to get 2.
Okay.
Sonny.
Elly, who do you fancy is getting our... You said 4-2. Bloody hell.
Yeah,
who's getting our 4 bloody goals?
So our 4 goals. Sonny Brace.
Yeah.
Romero.
Yeah.
And Bentancur. With his
Wow,
broken toe.
He's due one.
Come on, Benny.
Chang, who do you fancy is getting the 2 goals for you?
Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. One of those 2 goals would surely have to come from Sonny. He really loves a goal against West Ham, especially away against West Ham. If Sonny is getting 1 goal, I'm backing Timo Werner to score our other goal then. So it's 1 for Timo Werner and 1 for Son Heung-min.
Sonny.
Okay.
Timo.
I'm going to do... I know I'm doing us to lose, but as far as goals go, I'm going to do... I think Werner scores 1, and I think Richie comes on and scores 1.
Oh, lovely.
Or he might even start him, which I actually think Richie should maybe start this game because West Ham might play more. I don't know if they play a low block against us, but
Well, if Richie starts, because I didn't think he'd start him, but if Richie starts, I'm going to say Richie's going to score.
Well, you can't now. You've made your decision, so no. Then we've got Brentford versus Brighton. Jimbo, what's your score prediction?
That should be a decent game. They both play good football. I'm going to go Brentford at home, so I'm going to go Brentford v Brighton. I'm going to go a 3-3. Wow.
Elly?
Yeah, not bad. I think Brighton are going to win. I think they're rubbish away from home. That's the problem. I'll go for a 2-2.
That's what I'm going for. And I believe, Mr. Chang, 2-2 as well.
Exactly the same, 2-2 as well. So 3 of us are going 2-2.
Yeah, and Jim and Mia are both going 3-3. So, you know, it'll probably be 4-0 or something now. We've all gone for draws. Brighton are open. Richie's legs and press will be helpful. You're right, Kate. Yeah, and I think his aerial threat will be helpful as well.
Yeah.
But we shall see. Then we've got the Goons versus Luton. Chang, I'll come to you first.
I would very much like to see Woolwich to lose, but if I were a betting man, I would say Arsenal 3, Luton 1. Arsenal are going to win this game comfortably by 3-1.
Boo.
Boo.
Boo. Elly, what do you fancy for the Goons?
Are they playing on Wednesday, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the first Wednesday game.
Okay. Can't see Luton.
Is there a game today?
No.
There's no game.
3-2. Go on, Drula.
Oh my God! No,
Go on,
I
Mia.
can't. I don't want to say Arsenal going to win, but I am. 3-0 to Arsenal.
3-0 to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Jimbo?
Oh, God.
The home game was 4-3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think Luton is one of these teams that's going to give them a headache. The way they play, I think they will give them a real headache, and they work so hard. I mean, is there a team in the league that works harder than them? You know, they yeah. I'm gonna go. Who said 2-1? Mia. I'm gonna go with Mia's 2-1 because I can't say I would them scum to win. Yeah, I can't.
Well, I'm going 4-1 Arsenal, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but you're just ruthless. You don't care.
I bet with my head and not my heart.
Yeah, I'm sorry for me to come out and say Arsenal. No.
No, you'd rather forfeit the points.
Yeah, I'd rather forfeit the points, but I think that Luton will give them a bit of a headache. I do.
Chang, Manchester City versus Aston Villa.
2-0 to Manchester City. They're going to score goals, and I believe they should have enough to keep a clean sheet against Villa. So I'm going to go for Man City 2, Aston Villa 0.
Wow. Elly, what do you fancy for this?
I'll go 3-1 to Man City.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Villa will score.
Jimbo, what do you fancy?
Well, I don't think there's going to be. Loads of goals in it. Because I don't think City at the minute are playing that way where they're going to score loads. So I'm going to go 2-0 to City.
2-0 to City. Has Mia put hers in? Oh, 2-1.
I'm actually going to win. That's the main thing.
I'm actually going to do. I'm going to be really controversial, but I've done Villa to win 2-1.
Okay.
Because I think City look just not the same City. I really hope I'm wrong. Massively hope I'm wrong. A, because we don't want Villa getting points. And
definitely
B,
not the same, Kate. They're definitely not the same. They're not as good.
But we will see. Then we've got Liverpool, Sheffield United, Jimbo. This should be easy.
Sheffield are another one that tried to put up a fight, but I just think Liverpool just know how to win against whoever they're playing. So I'm going to go 4-0 Liverpool.
Queen Elly?
I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool.
3-0 Liverpool. I've done 5-1 Liverpool.
Look at Villa 1982. He's done 9-0. I might have a pound on that now.
I can't see Sheffield United scoring.
Oh, I can't. I think Ollie McBurney with an absolute worldie. That's what I'm going for.
From a corner.
Yeah. Chang, what do you fancy for the score?
I'm going to go for Liverpool 3, Sheffield 1.
Coover.
Big up Cooper Bear. So all of us predicting a very comfortable Liverpool win. Well, I hope you do win the league, despite you having Paddy as your fan, who is the cockiest Liverpool fan I've ever known in my life. I still hope Liverpool win the league. And the final game on Wednesday is the Chavs versus the useless Manchester United. It's the battle. It's
battle of the boring bastards.
Yeah, it's a mid-table clash. Chang, what do you fancy for this one?
I'm going to go 2-2. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2. 2-2. 2-2 draw.
Miss Elly, what do you fancy?
That could be the FA Cup final, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's crap versus poo, isn't it? I think the crap will beat the poo, so I'm going to go 2-1 to Chelsea.
2-1 to Chelsea for Elly. Jimbo, what do you fancy?
God, it could be 0-0. It could be. It's going to be so boring. I'm going to go 1-1. I think that both teams will get a goal.
I'm actually going to do Man United to nick it 2-1 because I just think Chelsea are just horrendously bad. I know
So
Man
United.
I know they are, but I just think they lift their game when they play. I know they're crap, Chelsea, this year, but they're classed as a bigger team. Look, Chelsea United abandoned after 30 minutes, mass brawl, 8 red cards, 5 points each deducted, and the stadium burns down. Big up, Hoover. Luton Town is too for us at the Tottenham Spurs versus Luton game.
Oh, it's too far for them to come.
I'm not sure. Big up, everyone. Just 57. Big up, James. Glad you got your 50 subs.
See, a little push helps.
Yeah.
4-4.
That's all the games, but I did want to address some of the comments. Indian Guna put, and just done well, but in all honesty, weren't Spurs constantly around 4th place? For me, well, they didn't last year, but I just think Ange just brought a different philosophy and feeling to the club, and United, like, giving bridge the gap between the fans and the team. But I just was interested in what you guys thought. Jimbo, what do you think?
I think that I think Ange is slowly changing our club from top to bottom. I think that this is what I believe, that him and Levy have sat down and talked. He said they had a meeting, all of them, last week or the week before. I just think that Levy's going to listen to what he wants and give him what he wants. And I'm not saying Levy's going to go out and splash 100 million on one player. And if you want to know the truth, I don't really agree with that type of building a club, because that's how clubs get into trouble. I just think that we will buy some good players, some decent players, and build our team. And over the next few years, I think we're going to start to see a different Tottenham, and get some success and a whole different mentality in the club. And I'm going to say this, and this is going to be, a lot of people ain't going to agree with it. I think that Ange is going to sign an extension to his a contract at Spurs, and I think he'll stay more than 4 years. And I think he's gonna build a dynasty here.
I hope you're right. I think
and
it's
I
a little
believe
early
that
to
from the
say
bottom
that.
of my heart. I can see things in this club, right, going upwards under Ange. I really can.
Wow. Chang, what do you see? I mean, I don't think it's as easy to say that all he's done is put us back around 4th place. What do you think Ange has done in his first season?
What he's done is given us fans belief. That, I think, is first and foremost. As downtrodden, as disheartened, as muddied as we were when Harry Kane left a few days before the end of the season, and where Antonio Conte had us wallowing outside of the European qualification spots. Big Ange has been a breath of fresh air. Just look at you just need to exemplify his phone call to James Maddison, whereby he very openly told James Maddison, regardless of whether or not you join Spurs, you are going to see a completely different Tottenham Hotspur, and that's what we're witnessing this season. Yes, our season has been marked by injuries and suspensions and all sorts of funny or rather unnecessary player internationals, especially the AFCON and Asian Cup. But this season, Big Ange has got us believing again. And that I believe is largely due to his I don't even know where to begin. Is it his talks, his morale boosting rally calls before
Philosophy.
philosophy, his footballing philosophy. We keep talking about Ange Ball week in, week out, what he's done to just completely overhaul the football mentality and philosophy that we were so deprived of during the Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte era, where we completely gave up all hope on ever seeing Spurs play attractive attacking football ever again. But Big Ange has given us hope, and I really feel that this is going to be one of the better, if not the best, managers that we're going to have in a very, very long time. And if there ever was a better manager to finally break that long barren run of trophyless seasons, I am firmly believing that Big Ange will be there when we finally do break that trophy drought.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I just say that
Yeah.
Destiny 5 put, if God loves anyone, it's people like Chang.
Correct.
And I want to say this in front of everybody. Chang has got to be one of the nicest people that I've ever met on the planet.
Yes.
And I will say
And
that.
Queen,
And I mean that.
Queen Elly as
We
well.
know, everybody knows how much we love Queen Elly.
Yeah. But yeah, Chang's
Chang's
an absolute legend.
He speaks very eloquently as well.
Yeah. I will. We've got 10 minutes. I've diverted over to Alan at time added on, but I just wanted to say, Elly, what do you think of the midfield tomorrow night?
I would like to see Bentancur start, because I think he's got the willingness to get us forward as well, whereas Bissouma's been passing sideways and backwards and there's no drive there. So I want to see him start, even with his broken toe. He'll do a better job. And then keep Sarr, because Sarr's a fantastic player. All right, he's had 2 iffy games, but every player does that. Every player in the league's got 2 bad games in them. I wouldn't say he's played badly, but he hasn't played to his standard, what we're used to. But even so, he still got into a goal-scoring position. Unlucky for him, it was blocked on the line. Yeah, but I feel Sarr, Madders and Bentancur would be a lovely midfield 3, and I don't think Bissouma deserves to start again. How many chances do you want to give him? Yeah. In regards to Angelo, can I add just one thing?
Right, so
I saw that statement from Fabrizio Romano about the club's strategy, but I personally think we have made statement signings, right? Because Maddison is a statement signing, right? And he's just as good as any other midfielder in the league when he was cooking, right? All right, he's gone off the ball a little bit since his injury, but when Maddison is top notch, he's just as good, and he is a statement signing. So we can make statement signings, but we don't have to always spend 120 million, 100 million on a player. All right, we can get 3 really top players, say for 50, 60 million each, right? Which we have been doing, because we bought. All right, they say BJ is not a statement signing, but he's done well since he's come to us, right? And then we don't have to always buy the top players. We can still win things if we make statement signings like Maddison. And what about Vicario and VDV? How well they've done. And we've got them like cheaper than chips, really. I think Vicario was 16, and I believe Van der Ven was 42. Is that right? 42, 43? So, and they've been our best 2 players. Barring Madder's first 10 games, those 2 are the standouts for our season. With obviously Sonny, but Sonny's always there. But those 2, you would say they're the marquee signings of the season and the bargain signings of the season. So what we've got out of them, so I don't. A lot of fans I've been seeing, we've got to make the £100 million signing to move forward. I don't agree with that.
No, neither do I. I mean, Elly, from what I'm seeing, a lot of people are calling for both Madders and Biss to be dropped tomorrow. Can you see?
I wouldn't drop Maddison because I'll tell you why. Because he'll always produce something, right? Even in that game against Luton, he was still doing things that you want Maddison, but not as well and not as much. So he's got to start influencing the games more, like he was early doors. And he's also got to add to the goal scoring prowess that we got, because we're, to get up there, we need to score a lot more goals, So, yeah, no, I wouldn't drop Maddison. I think he's the one player you have to play. And if he's having a stinker, you bring him off.
Yeah, Dan from the Hotspur Hood said Vicario was pure luck. We didn't get our first choice. That's not true, because Paratici was scouting him for 2 years. So I don't think that's true. I think that's media talk saying we wanted Raya. I think he wanted Vicario all along. It's been told, it's come out that he's been scouting him for 2 years. I don't know why people just want to say, oh, well, we only got him because we couldn't get Raya. I don't think that's the case at all. I think he was, in fact, our first choice.
Jimbo, we're not far away from having a really, really good team. We've got the core of it now, and we need to add to it.
Yeah,
right? We need to add 4, 5, 6 players, and over the next 2 windows, I'm sure we'll do that. And then they need to get hold of the way Ange wants them to play as well. You've got to remember, it is the first season, and it's a different way of playing for these players, and some of them, quite a few of them, are young, so it's going to take a little bit of time. But I think over the next few windows, we're going to see a team here that's going to be a very, very, very good team.
Lisa, always reach out.
A trifle, isn't it? It's like, when you're making a trifle, you've got your sponge, you've got your custard, you've got your jelly, and you need the cream on top with the cherry.
Oh, I love the trifle.
Yeah, I know. That's why I mentioned it, Jimbo. But you do. You need to build layers, and then add to those layers that you've built, and then you can be the finished article.
Yeah. I mean, Jim, who do you want to see in midfield tomorrow?
I wouldn't. I want to see Maddison. Elly's 100% right. He can change games so quick. But I was impressed with Lo Celso when he came on. I thought he did well when he came on. But I don't want to see Biss in there. I think it's time for him to sit on the bench and realise that he can be left out. Bentancur, I've got a lot of faith in him, and in a game like West Ham, I think he'll come good, and obviously Sarr as well. So I'd like to see Bentancur, Sarr, and Madders.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Bentancur, Sarr, and Madders, and if it's not working, I'd like to see Kulu move to the 10 and put Johnson and Werner both on, and move Kulu into the middle. Perhaps
Werner will start though, won't he? On that performance.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he'll probably
but that's what I'm saying.
Kulu again, won't he?
Yeah, but I would start Kulu and Werner, and have the middle three as being Bentancur, Sarr, and Maddison. But then if one of them's not working in the middle, move Kulu to the middle and bring on Johnson. So have Johnson and Werner on the wings, but have Kulu in the middle. But I mean, it'd be interesting to see. Yeah, I do too, Rodders. I think we're going to lose. I'm sorry. But yeah, I do agree. I think West Ham are going to be a little bit too strong for us. But I hope, as always, that I am wrong. And I did highlight this because I saw this and I said to Jim, I don't like it. I don't like to see a manager shouting at a player on the field because it singles out that one player.
Pep's known for that, though.
Yeah, I know he is. But I still don't like to see it. I mean, if he wants to shout at people, Grealish isn't the one to shout at. He weren't even on for the full game. Yeah, and I thought he did well when he come on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't like that. Based on the facts, we're the best side in the league, no matter what the wingers say. Like Jim, I believe it's not over till it's over. Great season ahead. Yes, I think the future is definitely looking bright. And was there anything else? Would you drop Kulu against West Ham?
Yes.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly. It's a controversial one because he's a good ball carrier, but he's just when he gets there, he doesn't do nothing with it.
I'd start him on the wing and then possibly move him more to the middle. I don't know. It's difficult because Ange likes to keep his formation kind of the same. I don't know. I do find it fascinating each game to see what Ange is going to do, who he's going to put where. But listen, I'm going to finish there.
If I can just say something very quickly on this matter, Miss Kate, if you don't mind. I feel that against West Ham, either one of Kulusevski or Bissouma needs to be dropped. I'm leaning more towards Bissouma being dropped, but I can't. I would not be surprised, put it this way, if Kulusevski himself were dropped, because we saw just how ineffective he was in the first half against Luton at home. So can you imagine just how much more of a travesty it will be for him to go missing the entire 90 minutes away against West Ham tomorrow? For me, it will actually make more sense. I think you put it perfectly, Ms. Kate, whereby if Kulusevski is playing the game, there is the option for him to drop back to midfield and maybe bring on our super sub, Brendan Johnson, if it's not working for him on the right. But yeah, either one of Kulusevski or Bissouma needs to be dropped tomorrow against West Ham.
Yeah, I think we need some strength in midfield. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what he does. But I'm going to finish it there because Alan's show starts in 3 minutes and I have set up a redirect for him. Chang, thank you as always for coming on. When can we find you next, sir?
So my next show should be a pre-weekend preview on Spursation TV with Mr. Eugene. Although I'm hearing that he is kind of busy at the moment, so that might not work. But if that doesn't work, I still have a Talk and Ball and LTL Cockerel show with Miss Ash Padmaraj. That's going to be this Wednesday at 11 a.m. UK time. So that would be our view from Asia. And of course, if Jose and Mr. Colin are up for doing another watch along tomorrow over at Elsa Cockerel and Talk and Ball, I will be doing my watch along on Talk and Ball and Elsa Cockerel.
And it's my member show tomorrow as well. It's tomorrow this week. So the member show Tuesday at 12:30. And Chang coming in, gifting 5 memberships. Chang, you're too kind. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chang.
The memberships went to Chris. One went to yourself, which is hilarious. It says Chang Chin Shong, unless it's a different one, was gifted a membership by Chang Chin Shong. So that's brilliant. Danny D, Mick Dundee, and Janice Rubelis. So yeah, all your new members, my member show's tomorrow at 12:30. If you would like to come on and have your say. Queen Elly, when can we find you next?
Well, so I'm on with you tomorrow, aren't I, with Mia for the West Ham preview? Is that correct? Yeah?
No, we're on Friday.
Oh, right. So we're doing the Premiership preview, aren't we?
Yeah, on Friday. That's why I had to do the quick Premier League preview today.
Member show tomorrow.
It's a member show tomorrow,
I'll pop on that if I can.
Yeah.
And then I know, I'm on with Ash again on Friday for the ladies' takeover. And then probably I'll pop up on Talk and Ball. And then there's Bobby's Coovin the Kang that he cancelled this week. He's doing this Saturday, isn't he? So that'll be
you're on,
to look forward to.
You're on with me, Mia and Jimbo as well on Friday, aren't you? At 12:30 for the Premier League preview. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent, Jimbo. Cool. When can we find you next?
If the members show not too busy tomorrow, I'll come on, and then I'm on with Mia after the West Ham game. That's tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Match reaction.
Match reaction. And then Wednesday, I'm not sure what we're doing, but
we're doing a West Ham reaction, possibly with Smithy if he's better.
Yeah, and whenever, I don't know, but I don't really have to say because you publicise it and Elly publicises it, and I just turn up. And someone said, "Kate, where's the trousers?" And my life's so easy. Kate can wear the trousers because I'm just like, if I lay back anymore, I'll fall asleep.
Yeah, so, this is true.
Kate can wear the trousers.
I am back at 6 o'clock tonight on the Football Terrace, and then tomorrow 12:30 we've got the members show, and then tomorrow evening I'm doing the pump up with Irish Hotspur on We Are Tottenham TV before the match.
Lovely.
So I would think that'd be 6:30, 7. I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone for coming in. Please make sure you smash a like on the way out. Chang has inspired me. I'm going to generously donate an Indian takeaway to myself tonight. Oh, jealous. Thank you. Yeah, thanks Chang and Elly and Jimbo. And as always, come on you Spurs.
Come on, you fucking Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.